The lunch bell had barely rung when the laughter started. Not the light-hearted kind, the sharp, slicing kind that turned heads and twisted stomachs. Maya felt it before she even saw them, 3 boys swaggering toward her in the middle of the crowded schoolyard. She kept her eyes down, clutching her tray, hoping they would pass. But then, in front of everyone, one of them stepped closer, his smirk spreading, and patted her hip. Gasps. Whispers. The world tilted. Her fingers tightened on her tray so hard that milk sloshed over the side. She wanted to disappear. But deep inside, something broke, and something else woke up. They thought she'd stay silent. They thought they'd walk away laughing. They had no idea who they were messing with. Maya had been at Crestview High for exactly 4 days. 4 long, awkward, lonely days. Her mother had moved them to this small town after her father's death, telling her it was a fresh start. But Maya knew what that really meant. Starting over at a school where everyone already had friends, where she was just the new girl, and where her silence made her an easy target. She wasn't shy by nature. Back home, she had friends, a theater club, even a spot on the debate team. But grief had a way of swallowing words. Since her dad's funeral, it felt like her voice had been locked away. The boys had noticed her on day 1. They were the kind who took up space like they owned it, football jackets, sneakers that squeaked on the tile floors, eyes scanning the halls for someone to bother. She avoided them, but on the 4th day, avoidance didn't work. She was carrying her lunch through the courtyard when they cut in front of her. One, tall and broad-shouldered, leaned close, pretending to bump into her. She stepped back, but before she could react, another, shorter, with sharp cheekbones and an even sharper grin, patted her hip in a way that made her stomach twist. The courtyard went silent, then erupted in laughter and whispers. Maya froze. Her cheeks burned. Her chest ached with humiliation. "Relax, new girl," the short one sneered. "We're just welcoming you." Her first instinct was to run. To disappear into the bathroom and lock herself in a stall. But then, as their laughter echoed in her ears, something shifted inside her. The humiliation burned into anger, deep, pulsing, and impossible to ignore. She didn't say anything then. She just walked away, but each step was heavy with resolve. She would not be their joke. Not tomorrow, not ever. That night, Maya sat on her bed staring at the ceiling. She thought of her father, how he had once told her, "People will treat you how you let them. Stand tall, Maya." She'd failed that lesson today. But tomorrow would be different. The next morning, Maya walked into school with her hair tied high, her back straight, and her phone in her pocket, recording. She had a plan, and it wasn't about shouting or fighting. It was about making sure they couldn't hide. She'd spent the night researching school policy, talking anonymously to a senior she'd met online who went to Crestview last year. She learned 2 things. 1, the school board hated bad publicity. 2, the football team was already on probation for behavior issues. One wrong move, and they'd lose their season. At lunch, she didn't avoid them. She sat at a table right in their line of sight. Sure enough, they came over, predators sensing an easy mark. "Missed us, new girl," the tall one mocked. This time, Maya met his gaze without flinching. "No. I was just wondering if you'd dare try that again." The shorter one laughed and took a step closer, exactly as she'd hoped. When his hand moved toward her hip again, she shifted slightly, catching the motion on camera along with his smirk and the chorus of jeers from his friends. But she didn't stop there. She stood up, loudly enough for the nearest tables to hear, "Touch me again, and this goes straight to the principal, and the school board, and the internet." The courtyard went still. The boys exchanged glances, suddenly aware of the phones pointed their way, not just hers. Other students, emboldened, had started recording too. The shorter one muttered something under his breath, then stepped back. The tall one tried to laugh it off, but it was hollow now. They walked away, faces red, shoulders stiff. By the end of the day, the principal had called them into the office. Maya didn't know exactly what happened in there, but the next morning, the boys avoided her like she was made of fire. And the best part? She'd gotten a quiet message from one of the freshman girls, "Thank you. They've been doing that to others for months." Maya didn't reply right away. She just sat there, letting the words sink in. She had been the new girl, the silent one. But now, she was something else. Someone who refused to let fear win. And as she walked home, the sun warm on her face, she thought of her father's words again. She'd stood tall. And it had made all the difference.